Prepare to be amazed as we dive into the fascinating world of Russia, a country that defies imagination and stretches the limits of what you thought was possible. From its mind-boggling size to its jaw-dropping extremes, Russia is a land of contrasts, mysteries, and unparalleled beauty. Whether it's the bone-chilling cold of Siberia, the vibrant culture of Moscow, or the timeless traditions of its people, Russia is a country that will leave you in awe. Buckle up, because we're about to uncover 15 mind-blowing facts about this incredible nation that will make you see it in a whole new light. "15 mind-blowing facts about Russia, a country unlike any other on Earth." Russia is not only the largest country in the world, but also a gigantic geographical puzzle. Did you know that Russia spans 11 time zones? This means that when people in Moscow are having breakfast, those in Vladivostok are getting ready for bed. This country shares borders with 16 nations, more than any other country in the world. Theoretically, you could travel from Europe to Asia without ever leaving Russian territory. The climate in Russia is also full of mysteries and extremes. In winter, there are places so cold that boiling water instantly turns to ice. Oymyakon in Siberia is the coldest inhabited place on Earth, with temperatures dropping to minus 67.7 degrees Celsius. The capitals, Moscow and St. Petersburg, are blanketed in white snow during winter, but summer bursts with vibrant colors, featuring legendary white nights when the sun hardly ever sets. Russia covers more than 17 million square kilometers, with over 70% of its area in Asia and more than 20% in Europe. However, here's a strange fact. Over 70% of Russia's population lives in the European part, while the vast Asian territory is so sparsely populated that there are areas where you can travel hundreds of kilometers without seeing a soul. With a population of about 144 million, as of 2024, Russia is home to more than 190 ethnic groups, from Russians and Tatars to small tribes in the Arctic who still rely on nature and reindeer herding. The official language is Russian, but over 100 other languages are spoken across the country. In some regions, people use various indigenous languages. There's even a village in Dagestan where residents can speak more than 10 different languages just to converse with their neighbors. If there's any country that can astonish you from every angle, it's Russia, a land of the unimaginable. Number 14, the land of beautiful women. When it comes to Russian women, many immediately think of girls who look like they stepped out of a fairy tale, with deep blue or mysterious brown eyes, skin as smooth as snow, tall figures, and elegant demeanor. Not only are they beautiful, but Russian women are also strong, intelligent, and resilient. These are women who can walk in high heels through the cold snow while managing a business or working in challenging fields like science, technology, and the arts. They particularly value knowledge. It's no coincidence that Russia has the highest rate of female university graduates in the world. A Russian woman can speak multiple foreign languages, debate literature and philosophy, and then dance seductively like a queen. Their confidence and graceful presence can turn heads. While South American women are known for their warmth, passion, and vibrant lifestyles, Russian women possess a cool, mysterious beauty that is still incredibly captivating. Despite being strong and independent, Russian women are also very feminine and cherish traditional values. They can love with all their hearts, but they will also walk away with pride if they are not appreciated. Russian women are not just beautiful, they live beautifully, think beautifully, and do everything with their whole souls. Once you're drawn to them, you won't be able to forget. If you want us to share some tips on how to successfully win over a Russian girl, please leave a comment with the number 8. An interesting fact is that Russia currently has a high gender imbalance with 86.6 men for every 100 women, meaning there are about 10 million more women than men. This, combined with a desire for self-improvement and a search for new opportunities, has led many Russian women to open up to international relationships. Many believe that European and American men tend to be more romantic than Russian men, and prioritize equality in marriage and family. As a result, the trend of Russian women seeking foreign partners is on the rise, especially through online dating platforms and social media. If you're interested in popular dating apps to connect with them, please leave a comment with the number 9. Dating Russian women, you'll find that they are the most wonderful women in the world. Life in Moscow. If there's a city that embodies captivating contrasts, it's Moscow, the vast, glamorous, and challenging capital of Russia. Moscow is a city where you can see a super modern shopping mall right next to a historic church from the 16th century. Cultural icons like the Kremlin, the historical heart of Moscow associated with the most significant events in Russia, St. Basil's Cathedral, one of the most impressive architectural masterpieces in the world with its vibrant, colorful domes and red square, the Bolshoi Theater, are not just tourist destinations but also sources of pride for the people of Moscow. Life in Moscow is not for the slow-paced. The locals are always in a hurry, from businessmen in fancy suits rushing into skyscrapers to students with coffee cups hurrying to catch the way for class. But don't let that rush fool you, because when the sun sets, Moscow transforms into a different scene: cozy cafes, top-notch art performances, and streets lit up with vibrant lights. If you think of the subway as just a public transport system, then you need to visit the Moscow Metro, where each station is a work of art. Dubbed the Underground Palace, the stations here are adorned with murals, dazzling chandeliers, and intricate sculptures. But don't get too caught up in the beauty, because the fast-paced life of Moscow waits for no one. Locals dash onto trains at lightning speed, and if you block the escalator, be prepared for some death stares from the natives. Moscow is not only home to magnificent structures, but also to streets with unique charm. Arbat is the oldest pedestrian street in Moscow, where you can watch street performers, enjoy cozy little cafes, and shop for traditional matryoshka dolls. Meanwhile, Tverskaya Street is a completely different world, luxurious, modern, and bustling, where high-end fashion stores and expensive restaurants operate around the clock. And if you think winter in Moscow is just snow and bone-chilling cold, you underestimate the resilience of the locals. When temperatures drop to -20 degrees Celsius, Muscovites stroll through the streets in luxurious fur coats, sipping hot mulled wine and enjoying vibrant Christmas markets. Strangely, when temperatures rise to 0 degrees Celsius in March, locals are ready to shed their coats and call it spring. Moscow is not just the capital of Russia, it's a capital that will leave you with experiences full of contrasts. Life in the coldest places on Earth. Do you think you could survive in a place where temperatures can drop to -67 degrees Celsius? Welcome to Oymyakon, the coldest inhabited place in the world. Here, water freezes the moment it's poured, ink can't write because it's frozen, and cars must be left running all night to avoid becoming blocks of ice. But the most astonishing thing is the locals live completely normal lives. In Yamal and Yakutia, when roads are covered in ice and snow, police can't use cars and must patrol on reindeer. That's just everyday life here. Interestingly, in the Chukotka and Norilsk regions, polar bears often wander into villages searching for food. Some even knock on people's doors as if asking for dinner. Local authorities frequently warn residents not to go outside at night, as no one knows if a white bear is casually strolling down the street. But perhaps the strangest thing about Russians is their love for sunbathing on snow. When spring arrives, especially in Siberia and Moscow, many people don't hesitate to lie on the snowy fields to soak up the sun, enjoying a bit of rare sunlight after a long winter. Russians also have a special love for ice cream, to the point where they're willing to eat it outside even when it's -30 degrees Celsius. In Moscow and St. Petersburg, you'll find ice cream stands always bustling with customers, regardless of how cold it is. If you ever thought you could survive the freezing winter, just try stepping into Oymyakon to experience a real winter. Russians choose Lada even when they could buy fancier cars. In Russia, you might see Mercedes cruising down the streets, BMWs parked in front of fancy restaurants, but on snowy and muddy roads, there's only one true warrior that conquers all challenges: the Lada. It doesn't need to be luxurious because it was made to survive in the harshest environments. While BMWs struggle with thick snow and Mercedes hibernate due to frozen engines, a Lada just needs a turn of the key to start and move normally. But what's the most interesting part? A Lada costs only between $9,000 and $20,000, which is 7 to 10 times cheaper than a Mercedes or BMW. Yet Russians still choose Lada. Why? The answer is simple, because Lada is not just an ordinary car, it embodies the Russian spirit. It's tough, durable, and doesn't back down in the face of frost or rough roads. No car is more suitable for Russian terrain than a Lada. It doesn't need paved roads, it can glide over snow, ice, and even the roughest paths. Number 10. Tea culture in Russia. If coffee is the soul of Italy, then tea is the breath of Russia. Not just a beverage, tea in Russia is a cultural ritual, a symbol of hospitality, and above all, warmth during the freezing winter. Russians don't rush their tea, they savor it slowly, relaxing, making each cup a bridge connecting family and friends. The centerpiece of traditional tea gatherings is the samovar, a distinctive metal kettle where everyone gathers to pour steaming cups of tea and share endless stories. Notably, Russians have a unique way of drinking tea. They don't stir sugar into the cup, instead, they hold a sugar cube or honey in their mouths while sipping tea, allowing the sweetness to dissolve with each sip. Tea is often enjoyed with fruit preserves, barina cookies, and dark bread, creating an unmistakable flavor. Offering tea in Russia is a symbol of hospitality. A guest never leaves without being offered a cup of tea. Therefore, if you have the chance to visit Russia, don't refuse a hot cup of tea. It's the best way to feel the warmth of the people here. Number 9. Strange cultures of the Russians. Would you dare jump into a freezing cold lake in the middle of a harsh winter? For many Russians, this is not a crazy act, but a way to train their health and spirit. Every January, thousands participate in the baptism under the ice, jumping into freezing waters in the shape of a cross to cleanse their bodies. The cold might make others shiver, but for them, it's a refreshing experience. Before each trip, Russians have a habit of sitting quietly for a moment to reflect, as they believe this will ward off misfortune and prepare their minds for the journey. And if you're walking down the streets of Moscow and smile at a stranger, don't be surprised if they look at you like you're an alien. Russians rarely smile at strangers, but once you become their friend, you'll find that Russians are genuinely warm, sincere, and generous. If you get lost or need help, they will do their best to assist you, even if they don't speak English well. Russians have a strong tradition of hospitality, and if you're invited to their home, you won't leave hungry. But here's a tip. If you visit a Russian's home, never go empty-handed. A bottle of vodka, a box of chocolates, or a bouquet of flowers are common gifts that show respect and politeness. And if you plan to give flowers to a Russian, be careful. If you buy flowers to congratulate someone, choose an odd number, 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. Even numbers are reserved for funerals. Giving the wrong number of flowers can lead to misunderstandings, so be careful if you want to show your finesse. Number 8. The land of birch trees. If there's a tree that can represent the spirit and beauty of Russia, it's the birch tree. Stretching from the European plains to the icy regions of Siberia, the white birch forests resemble a natural silk, reflecting the gentle yet resilient soul of the Russian people. They not only beautify the landscape but also appear in poetry, music, painting, and the consciousness of the Russian people. Russians believe that birch trees bring luck and protection, so they plant them around their homes, use birchwood for crafts, and even collect sap to make a nutritious drink. When you enter a Russian banya, or sauna, you'll see bundles of birch branches used for massage, promoting blood circulation and relaxation, a tradition that has existed for centuries. If you've ever heard the songs "O Teeter, Oh It's Not Evening" or "Bereza Birch," you'll feel the deep longing for home that every Russian has for this tree. During the summer festival Troitsa, or Trinity, Russians have a tradition of weaving birch wreaths and dancing around green branches as a prayer for love, health, and happiness. Number 7. The most unique tribe in the world, the Chukchi. The Chukchi tribe, living in the Chukotka region of northern Russia where winters can last up to 9 months, is not only famous for their extraordinary survival skills in -50°C temperatures, but also for their strange and interesting traditions that pique curiosity. While elsewhere people rely on trees, for the Chukchi, reindeer are everything. For the Chukchi community, reindeer are not just a means of transportation but also a source of life. They herd reindeer for food such as meat, milk, and fur for clothing and other utilities. The entire tribe moves with herds of thousands of reindeer, living in urang tents heated by fire. The Chukchi believe that nature has a soul, and fire is a sacred source of life. They hold rituals to thank the reindeer spirits after each harvest season, believing this helps maintain balance with nature. Despite living in harsh conditions, the Chukchi wear vibrant clothing adorned with traditional patterns, perform powerful dances, and sing songs about their ancestors' journeys. Every evening, families gather around the campfire singing ancient songs about deities and Arctic legends. Additionally, the Chukchi community has some of the most unique and strange traditional customs in the world, such as initiation rituals for men that test their courage and strength, or the tradition where a man's wife hosts guests overnight to demonstrate hospitality. If you want to learn more about this tradition, please leave a comment with the number 2. Number 6. Tourist destinations that will amaze you. In the heart of magnificent St. Petersburg, the Winter Palace stands out like a living work of art. Once the lavish residence of the Russian Tsars, with its white walls, emerald green roofs, and stunning gold details, it has become one of the most majestic buildings in the world. Not only is it the largest museum in Russia, but it's also one of the greatest art treasures in the world, rivaling the Louvre in Paris. From paintings by Leonardo da Vinci, Rembrandt, and Van Gogh to ancient Greek sculptures, every step in the Hermitage feels like a journey through human history. Suzdal, on the other hand, is the heart of ancient Russia. If Moscow is the modern center, Suzdal is covered with churches topped with vibrant onion domes, ancient monasteries, and traditional wooden houses reflecting the old Russian style. There are no skyscrapers, no hustle and bustle, just peace, tranquility, and a feeling of stepping into a fairy tale. If you love the sea and skiing, you can't miss Sochi. Located along the Black Sea coast, Sochi is one of the most famous resort cities in Russia, boasting white sandy beaches, a warm climate year-round, and luxurious resorts. You can sunbathe, swim, and enjoy fresh seafood at Riviera Beach, then explore the vast forests with streams, waterfalls, and rich flora and fauna in Sochi National Park. Experiencing the Rosa Khutor ski resort, known for its stunning snow-capped mountains and hosting the 2014 Winter Olympics, is also a must. There are many other exciting destinations in Russia. Please leave a comment with the number 4 if you'd like to know more. Number 5. Russian ballet, the pinnacle of artistic excellence. When it comes to ballet, one cannot overlook Russia, the cradle of great dancers, magnificent theaters, and timeless performances that captivate the world. Since the 18th century, when ballet was introduced to Russia, it has evolved from a performing art into a cultural treasure and a source of national pride. Renowned theaters like the Bolshoi in Moscow and the Mariinsky in St. Petersburg have produced legendary ballets such as Swan Lake, The Nutcracker, and Sleeping Beauty, enchanting audiences worldwide. Russian ballet is not for the faint-hearted. To achieve feather-light jumps and spins like a gentle breeze, dancers undergo decades of rigorous training, enduring grueling exercises to the point where many say they don't just dance with their feet, they dance with their souls. Only the most resilient and strong-spirited can convey an entire world of emotions in every movement. If you get the chance, try to visit the Bolshoi or Mariinsky Theater to witness the magic of Russian ballet, where every leap is a living work of art. Number 4. Vodka, the soul of Russia. If there's one thing that can be called the national essence of Russia, it's vodka. More than just a drink, vodka is deeply woven into the history, culture, and lifestyle of the Russian people, becoming a symbol of friendship, connection, and legendary stories. Number 3. Delicious dishes that tourists remember forever. First up is borscht, a vibrant soup with a rich red color from beets, which is a culinary symbol of Russia. With a hearty beef broth combined with vegetables and a dollop of sour cream, or smetana, it's a dish that warms the soul. Next we have pelmeni, the Russian version of dumplings featuring thin dough filled with minced beef, lamb, or pork. What makes pelmeni special is the cooking method, as they are boiled in hot broth and served with melted butter or sour cream, creating an irresistibly rich and flavorful dish. Then there's beef stroganoff, the world-famous creamy beef dish. Tender strips of beef are sautéed with onions and mushrooms in a smooth cream sauce, usually served with egg noodles or mashed potatoes, resulting in a refined and savory flavor. Have you heard of blini? These thin Russian crepes are made from flour and can be topped with a variety of ingredients. Tourists particularly love the caviar blini, a delicate combination of soft pancakes and the exquisite salty flavor of expensive Russian caviar. Additionally, blini can be enjoyed with honey, sour cream, or fresh fruits. Finally, there's Olivier salad, also known as Russian salad, a popular appetizer at parties and celebrations. Combining potatoes, carrots, pickles, eggs, chicken or sausage mixed with rich mayonnaise, this dish offers a harmonious and easy-to-eat flavor that is especially loved by international visitors. Number 2. Unique festivals. The White Nights Festival in St. Petersburg takes place from late May to mid-July. The White Nights phenomenon is a miraculous natural event when the sun never fully sets in St. Petersburg, turning the city into an endless celebration. During the festival there are grand art performances at the Mariinsky Theater, including musicals, ballet and opera. The festival also features fireworks and the legendary scarlet sails sailing on the Neva River. Visitors can stroll the streets and enjoy the night that feels as bright as day. Another unique festival is the Orthodox Christmas, celebrated on January 7th each year. Unlike Western Christmas on December 25th, Russians following the Eastern Orthodox tradition celebrate Christmas on January 7th, according to the Julian calendar. People gather at large churches to attend the Christmas Eve prayer service. This is also a time for families to come together and enjoy warm meals. In some rural areas there is still a tradition of children going from house to house, singing Christmas carols and receiving gifts. Orthodox Christmas is not only a religious holiday but also an occasion for Russians to express unity, reverence, and preserve their unique cultural values. Number 1. Cost of living in Russia. Are you thinking about living in Russia and wondering what the monthly expenses would be? The good news is that the cost of living in Russia is quite reasonable, especially compared to the US and Europe. Housing is the largest expense, with an apartment in Moscow or St. Petersburg ranging from $195 to $325 per month. Food costs vary depending on lifestyle. Dining at inexpensive restaurants is about $2 to $3 per meal, while cooking at home can help you maintain a budget of $180 to $240 per month. Grocery shopping costs around $35 per month, while utilities like electricity, water, and heating average about $52 per month. Public transportation in Russia is extremely convenient. If you're a student, a subway pass costs only about $6 per month, while a regular ticket is around $34 per month. Gym memberships range from $2 to $40 per month, and a simple dental checkup costs about $13 to $40. Overall, the total cost of living in Russia typically ranges from $580 to $1,050 per month, depending on your city and lifestyle. With these costs, would you choose to settle here? If yes, choose 1, if no, choose 0. Please share your answer in the comments, and if you're interested in visa procedures to come to Russia, please leave a comment with the number 9, and we'll provide you with the answer in the comments. We've just explored 15 unique and fascinating facts about Russia together. Hopefully this gave you a fresh perspective on the country. Don't forget to follow our channel, like and share the video to support us. See you in the next one.